This is Sky News. These are the morning's top stories. Fabio keeps his job. The Football Association says he's the best man for England. CAPELLO says it's time for a new team. Also this morning, a British man married to a suspected Russian spy says he had his doubts about her. 4 people are held after a teenager is stabbed to death as he arrives at school. Plus...
Medic! Get medic!
Dramatic footage shows the bravery of British troops as a comrade is hit by Taliban gunfire. And in sport, it's all over for another year. Andy Murray beaten in 3 straight sets at Wimbledon.
Live from the Sky News Centre, this is Sky News with Lisa Knights.
Hello and good morning. You're watching Sky News. It's Saturday the 3rd of July. Our top story this morning. Fabio Capello is staying on as England football manager despite the team's terrible performance in the World Cup. The Football Association said the Italian was still the best man for the job, claiming the humiliation in South Africa would prove to be good experience for future tournaments. As for Capello, he says it's now time to introduce new players and what he called new energy to England. Sky's Ian Dalston reports. Well, Sky's Chris Scudder is in Cape Town, where the World Cup is continuing without England. We asked him if the problem with England is not the manager, where does it lie? Certainly will. A British man who was married to a suspected Russian spy says he had suspicions about her behaviour during their 4-year marriage. Alex Chapman said his ex-wife's personality changed dramatically, and he wasn't surprised to find she was one of 11 people arrested in the US. Sky's Enda Brady has more. Well, Sky's US correspondent Greg Milam's in Washington with the latest on the investigation. 4 people have been arrested after a teenager was stabbed to death as he arrived at school. A group of youths are reported to have been waiting to ambush 15-year-old Zach Olimegon close to the premises in South London. Sky's Jane Dougal reports. A man arrested on suspicion of murdering a woman 14 years ago has been released on bail. Melanie Hall. A referendum will be held next May on reforming the UK's voting system. Employers may soon have to reveal whether or not they pay women as much as men. Hotel heiress Paris Hilton has had charges of possessing marijuana dropped after having been arrested in South Africa during a World Cup. And a reminder of our top stories here on Sky News. Fabio... dramatic footage has been released showing the moment a British soldier was shot in the face by Taliban fighters in Afghanistan. Lance Corporal Adam Smith from 1st Battalion Mercian Regiment was on foot patrol in Helmand province when insurgents launched an ambush. Sky's Mike McCarthy has the story. 8 members of a drugs gang have been sentenced to a combined total of nearly 80 years in prison. At times, the traffickers were moving up to half a tonne of cocaine, worth around £150 million on the street. Sky's Lisa Dowd reports. And let's take a look at some of the headlines making the morning's papers. We'll start with the Daily Telegraph, a picture of a very disappointed Andy Murray as he bowed out to Rafa Nadal at Wimbledon. But the main story there, religious marriages for gays. Homosexual couples could be allowed to marry in traditional religious ceremonies for the first time, according to a government minister in the Daily Telegraph. The Daily Express has an article claiming that 1 in 4 Britons are too fat. It says Britain's in the grip of a chronic health crisis, with 1 in 4 people officially obese. The Daily Mail covers the story of the alleged Russian spy. The spy who came for Christmas is a headline in the Daily Mail as it pictures a family Christmas with her English husband Alex Chapman. The Sun, that features the Paris Hilton story, as it says Paris drug arrest at World Cup. However, of course, the charges were dropped against her. The Independent takes a rather philosophical approach to Andy Murray's departure from Wimbledon, just saying, oh, well, let's just enjoy the summer now. The Times also has a picture of Andy Murray head in hands, but the main story there is the academic behind the new benefit system designed to end Britain's sick note culture has warned of an impending crisis if radical changes are not made to that system. That is a look at the papers. We'll have more top stories for you coming right up.